starts with candidate search. Find me 10 strong candidates for data engineering before anyone's confirmed the role can actually be sourced. I'm a former Google recruiter. I've seen sourcing break before it even begins. Vague JDs, shifting hiring manager expectations, recruiters guessing at requirements. So I built Sonar, a recruiter controlled sourcing readiness agent. Before you ask AI to find people, Sonar makes sure that role is ready to be found. Unclear intake has a real cost. Recruiter rework, inconsistent sourcing, slower time to shortlist, weak calibration with hiring managers. A recruiter can have a full job description and still not know which skills are actually mandatory, is sponsorship available, what evidence should screening even look for. Sonar closes that gap. It takes three inputs: a job description, recruiter intake notes, and optional clarification questions. And it doesn't just summarize one document, it updates the role's readiness as more information arrives. That's the agentic loop: analyze, find gaps, clarify, rescore, route. Now we see the life progression and the core proof. Same role, senior data engineer. Watch the score move. So here I have a job description for a senior data engineer. Let's see what the score comes out to be. Uh, Let me remove some recruiter intake notes. Right now, with the recruiter intake notes, it was 88 by 100 readiness score. Now, just with the job description, the JD alone emphasizes Python, SQL, cloud infrastructure. So, Sonar analyzed the role and the readiness score is just 26 by 100. Now, when I had added the recruiter intake notes, which I took from my GitHub repository, and asked it to analyze the role again, we will see quite a jump. If we add clarification answers, sponsorship comp, hiring date, the score will hit even higher, and the status might just change to ready to source. That progression is the product. It's not a single shot summarizer, it's a role that gets more sourceable as the recruiter gives it more truth. So, what's under the hood? Here's the design choice that makes this explainable, not just a black box. Gemini is the role intake agent. It reads messy recruiting language and extracts a structured sourcing brief. But Gemini doesn't score anything. It doesn't approve sourcing. Deterministic Python tools do that. The LLM interprets, the tools decide. The 93 or the 85 score that we see here, that spans five dimensions: role definition, candidate eligibility, search parameters, assessment alignment, and hiring logistics. And it's not just pass fail, the system classifies gaps. No blocking gaps here, but it still surfaces open assumptions like acceptable substitute skills and adjacent jobs titles. A role can be sourceable and still carry risk to watch. The output that recruiters actually use. So we usually use these: must have skills, locations, flexible skills, good to have, compensation, visa inputs, key responsibilities, and what are acceptable alternatives. So that's deliberate. Router recommends the next action. Here, role is well defined, but human approval is still required before launch. That's deliberate. Sonar is recruiter controlled, not autonomous. That's why we have given a human approval gate. When I tick that, it will give me rule based launch readiness plan with launching difficulty band and prototype shortlist estimate, which recruiters can share as their strategy and plan with the hiring managers. Once approved, it builds a rule based launch readiness plan that we just saw, and it's evaluated. Signal extraction checks passed,